Today we're going to show you the Small Hands method for financing social change. Here at the Small Hands Fund, our mission is to put the power of financing positive social change in the hands of the people. I'm sure you've heard this past election cycle that President Obama raised $28 million, not just from rich donors, but from people just like you in $50 amounts. So our mission is to help people use social investing to fund the change that they want. But what is social investing? Social investing can be split into two different categories: socially responsible investing and social capital. Socially responsible investing is a passive strategy. It tries to keep your money out of companies that are dumping nuclear waste in the ocean, war profiteering, running sweatshops, or similar irresponsible activities. Most socially responsible investments are in the form of mutual funds called SRIs, which can either be negatively screened, where they avoid bad companies, or positively screened, where they look for good companies. Social capital is a more proactive strategy, where your money goes directly to special companies called social enterprises, or to nonprofits that are trying to solve a social issue. So, for example, where a socially responsible investment fund might invest in a company that has lowered its greenhouse gas emissions, a positive screen, a social capital fund would invest in a company that's invented a filter to eliminate greenhouse gases instead. A socially responsible fund might invest in a company with recycling programs, while a SOCAP fund might invest in a company that builds products out of our waste. Socially responsible investments invest in companies that offer their employees great benefits, while SOCAPs invest in companies that employ the homeless. In other words, companies that receive social capital don't just do good in their business. Doing good is their business. At first glance, it might seem like social capital is much better than socially responsible investing, but that's not true at all. Socially responsible investments represent an estimated $2.7 trillion, and because that's a lot of money, the more popular socially responsible investing becomes, the more companies try to improve their business practices so that SRI funds will invest in them. We can't forget that the companies that receive social capital are usually very small, and then it's very likely, if they're successful, they will be bought by another bigger company. If we're not working to ensure that big companies value social commitment, then it might not matter how many millions of dollars we invest in social capital. But the problem is, right now, a single social investment will cost you about $1,000, possibly more. Just a basic portfolio might cost as much as $5,000 to $10,000. Ouch! Well, so much for that. But wait! This is where Small Hands comes in. We're an educational nonprofit dedicated to developing methods to help you socially invest. Yes, you, with only $6 in your wallet. Yes, you, making $8 an hour at Starbucks. And you, over there, the full-time student, we're going to help you too. You can't afford $1,000, but can you afford 20? Imagine you and 9 other people put $20 each into an account every month. In 5 months, you would have enough for your first investment. If you each put in as much as $50 a month, you could make that first investment in 2 months. This concept is called an investment club. It's been around since the 1800s to help people who can't invest get involved in investing. Now, 5 months may seem like a long time, but actually it's not, because the best way to maximize your impact is to cluster your investments around a specific cause. In order to do that, you need to decide on your values and goals as a club. You need to research investments and discuss whether they fit your cause. That's a lot of planning. So here's what Small Hands does. First, we help you start an investment club. This includes giving you all the information you need and running networking events to help you find members. Then we run free workshops to teach people about investing in general and social investing specifically. We also run an online investment database with thousands of investments that might fit your social portfolio. Best of all, your club is a social group made up of people who care about the same things as you. Being in a Small Hands Club gives you access to the Small Hands Club Center, a special website where you can hold virtual meetings if monthly in-person meetings get to be too much, and compare notes with other clubs about what investments work and what issues concern you. If you'd like more information about the Small Hands Fund and starting your own club, we encourage you to come visit us on our main website, smallhandsfund.org, or to visit us on Facebook and become our fan.